So September's almost over, and it's been a great month for games with big releases such as Zelda Link's Awakening and Gears 5. But the thing is, things don't really seem to be slowing down all that much with another big month coming in October. So I decided to compile a list for the 15 best games coming this October. Trick or treat. At number 15 we have Witcher 3, which is arguably one of the best games of this generation, and one of the best RPGs ever created. Yes, it is that good. And now it's coming to the Nintendo Switch, which is pretty amazing to think about, considering you'll soon be able to play this on a handheld console. What a time to be alive. Even more so, it does come with all the expansions previously released, such as Blood and Wine, which I must say that alone is better than a lot of standalone games that are out today. Honestly, Witcher 3 is as good as the hype says it is, so if you haven't played it yet, or maybe you just want to replay it, and you have a Nintendo Switch, then this is a pretty attractive option. Overwatch is by far and beyond my most played game of this generation, and I've been playing it since day one. Now the first thing that usually draws people into this game is the character design and the art style, because both look so phenomenal. Almost as if Pixar met first-person shooters, but it's the gameplay in which has kept this game in the spotlight for so long. But the way they've put a heavy emphasis on teamwork and the ranking system has made it incredibly addictive. In fact, the game focuses so heavily on teamwork in ways I think it's changed the landscape for competitive shooters. Even the most recent Gears game took aspects such as eliminations over kill confirms as a statistic. It's these things that Overwatch has done so successful, and the characters are just so well designed and have unique abilities to make them fun. And now that it's coming to the Nintendo Switch this October, even more people can enjoy this amazing game. Now this next game, Ready Set Heroes, is actually being published by Sony for both PC and PlayStation 4. It boasts a cute art style with little animals, but what makes it so interesting is that it is a competitive multiplayer dungeon crawler. You can either do a free-for-all or a 2v2, and the way it works is that you enter a dungeon, and like any other dungeon crawler you explore the labyrinth of rooms, beat baddies, and loot rare items to your heart's content. But what makes Ready Set Heroes unique is that at the end, you must battle the other team in a PvP scenario to win the game. It looks like a lot of fun and something you might want to check out. Ready Set Heroes releases on October 1st. Grid makes its long-awaited return this October. Grid has been around for a long time now, and since its original release way back in 2008, it's been viewed as one of the best racing franchises to this day. Codemasters has done an exceptional job after all. One thing that Grid 2019 is doing though, is that they are making the AI more aggressive towards human players that hit the other cars too much, which may force you into being just a little bit more tactical. I actually like this idea a lot, and hopefully it's as good as it sounds on paper. Grid releases October 11th. Indivisible as of this moment may be criminally overlooked, because everything about this game is looking great so far. Indivisible is a 2D platforming RPG, and I'm in love with the art design of this game. Everything just looks so colorful and vibrant, and then the characters are just so well animated, and it just looks fantastic. It does have turn-based combat in it if you like old school JRPG games, but then it has that mix of 2D platforming, and it may offer the best of both worlds. Everything about it is just sounding so good, so don't sleep on this game just yet, as it might actually turn out to be one of the best games releasing this October. It's coming to PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and the Nintendo Switch on October 8th. And now that we're in the top 10, we have Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD. Sega has vowed to bring back some of their older franchises, and here's the proof of that with this 18-year-old franchise that released in 2001. Now actually, Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD is a remaster of the 2006 Monkey Ball game for the Nintendo Wii. It does offer some changes to the original though, and in fact, it will be the first Super Monkey Ball game to offer online leaderboards. Super Monkey Ball has been a beloved franchise for a long time now, but with the new leaderboards, I can see a lot of people sinking in hours to get the best time on each individual track. Now we can see just how good we are. Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD will be releasing October 28th for the Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and PlayStation 4. The PC release will come sometime after that. Game Freak, the developers of the mainline Pokemon franchise, is not just bringing Pokemon Sword and Shield this holiday, but they also have a second Nintendo Switch exclusive coming out this October, Little Town Hero. You can actually see that the character models are very similar to the Pokemon characters, but Little Town Hero does bring some unique RPG mechanics to the turn-based battle system. It doesn't seem like it's a game about simply overpowering the enemies, but rather it wants you to outwit your opponent, and in fact, one of the moves is actually called Improvise. You can also go to several other town citizens to help you out in battle. I'm not sure how these mechanics is going to work out just yet, but I'm definitely interested to see it for myself. Little Town Hero releases on October 16th for the Nintendo Switch. When asking about the best JRPG games ever created, you may hear about this franchise, The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel pop up from time to time. Well, the third installment to Trails of Cold Steel will be releasing this October. Trails of Cold Steel is a turn-based JRPG with plenty of social aspects similar to games like the popular Persona franchise. The thing about Trails of Cold Steel, though, is that it is an epic story that spans across 3 games, and in many ways you can't view one game without the other. So just know before buying this game that to get the best experience you should probably play the first 2 games, but if you haven't, it is well worth the time investment. Trails of Cold Steel 3 releases October 22nd for the PlayStation 4. Concrete Genie is one of those games that may end up being far better than any of us realize. It's a game about a kid who's being bullied, and ends up finding a magical paintbrush that can bring his art to life. And like most Sony first-party games, it seems to really want to tell a story. It's the premise that seems so fascinating though, as I haven't really seen an idea quite like this just yet, and I'm really curious to see how the gameplay aspects turn out with the painting and such. It also appears that the bullies will play a major role as they search out the protagonist in the town, and I think the game is going to be very empowering by the end of it. It also will have a VR mode in it, so for PlayStation VR users, this is an added bonus to Concrete Genie. Concrete Genie releases on October 8th for the PlayStation 4. Yooka-Laylee started as one of the most hyped up Kickstarter games as a spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie, massing over $2 million. The ex-Rare developers then set out to make a return to the 3D platformer collectathon era, and even though upon release it was criticized for its similarities to the Nintendo 64 era, they did just what they set out on doing and got a lot of fans doing just that. And I really liked this game a lot personally, and when they announced another Yooka-Laylee game, I knew I was in it from the very beginning. But however, this game does take a lot of inspiration from another popular franchise that Rare once worked on, which is Donkey Kong Country, another game that I absolutely loved as a kid. Instead of being a 3D collectathon platformer like the original Yooka-Laylee, the main focus here seems to be 2D platforming, and once again, I think this is looking excellent so far. Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair releases October 8th. If you're in the mood to play a good Halloween game this year, then one game you may want to pay attention to is the remake of the PlayStation classic, Medieval. Medieval released over 20 years ago on the original PlayStation, but year after year there have always been a few people clamoring for a return of this beloved game by specific fans. That's a true testament of time, and now that we finally see Medieval return, I think we can be a little bit more than just excited because it looks better than what I think most of us even imagined. This isn't just an HD re-release, but rather a remake in similar glory to the Spyro and Crash Bandicoot remakes, and really, I think more games need to do this. It looks just as quirky as ever, but also in spooktacular fashion, it will be releasing on October 25th for the PlayStation 4 just in time for Halloween. Ghost Recon Breakpoint is following the path of the last installment with a huge open world and cooperative gameplay. I think it's something that really fits the style of Ghost Recon games though, with its tactical gameplay and especially if you play on harder difficulties. In Breakpoint there is several different biomes to explore, ranging from jungles, snowy mountains, to even city landscapes. And it's actually bigger than the last game, Wildlands. The thing I really like what they're doing though, is giving you that option for cooperative gameplay. I always love when games give you this option, as it just makes them so much more fun to play with a friend. Ghost Recon Breakpoint releases on October 4th for the Xbox One, PC, and PlayStation 4. October has a host of spooky games for the festive season of Halloween, but none that will be as well known as Luigi's Mansion 3. This long-running franchise will be releasing the third installment, and it may actually be the best yet. Growing up playing this game on the GameCube, you know what to expect with its clever puzzles, fun bosses, and cute but charming gameplay. It makes you feel like a real Ghostbuster sucking up all the ghosts in your vacuum and watching Luigi walk in fear. These are always such fun games, and it's very possible this will be yet another must-have for the Nintendo Switch owners this holiday. Luigi's Mansion 3 releases at the perfect time on Halloween, October 31st. Outer Worlds is actually my most anticipated game on this list. Outer Worlds is being developed by one of the best RPG developers in the game industry, Obsidian Entertainment, the creators of Fallout New Vegas and Pillars of Eternity. And Outer Worlds in particular actually takes a lot of what made Fallout New Vegas so good and makes a new IP out of it. Like other Obsidian games, it puts the choice in the hands of the player, especially with the dialogue. And watching all the trailers of this game, you can just tell that the world around you has a real personality to it, and I expect this game to be great, and it may go down as this year's best RPG. If you like Fallout, then do pay attention to Outer Worlds, because again, I think this is going to be a great game, I really do. It releases on October 25th for the Xbox, PC, and PlayStation 4. Better yet, it's also coming to Xbox Game Pass on day one. Outer Worlds will also be releasing for the Nintendo Switch at a later date. Number 1 had to be none other than Call of Duty Modern Warfare. This is an absolutely huge franchise, and for good reason. It for years has been one of the industry's best competitive multiplayer franchises, but this time around, Infinity Ward is bringing back the single-player campaign, as last year's installment Black Ops 3 was infamously missing a single-player campaign. It's also looking pretty good too, I must say, so I think this game may bring back a lot of the older Call of Duty fans. In fact, it is a reboot of the original Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, which really is the game that catapulted the Call of Duty franchise into stardom. Call of Duty Modern Warfare will be releasing on October 25th for the Xbox, PlayStation 4, and PC. Anyways, that's it for this video, but hopefully it helped you discover some great games for October of 2019. If I missed any game you're looking forward to though, make sure you let me know in the comments below so others can discover that game as well. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe and hit that little bell notification button for more content just like this. Peace out.